So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Z4 Games and I'm bringing to you guys the update to the Rokket Lair deck. Now this has been requested by some of you guys, so I'm going to run through the deck just because the deck is pretty much almost similar to the previous one, I'm guessing. Just obviously just a few changes here and there, but I've messed around with ratios just playing pure Rockets, and I feel like the Lair engine can also just be like, it's almost as usable as a side deck option. There's very few changes that you actually need to do to this a standard Rocket deck to make it the Lair version, but I'm going to run through the profile and explain some of the card choices and ratios and why they work so well. So with all that said and done, let's go into it. Starting off with your Rockets, obviously you got your two tracers. In my pure variant I play 3, but to fit in the Lair engine you have to like reduce some numbers down, so I reduced tracer down to 2 just because 2 still works fine. It's still consistent enough. 2 Magna Rocket just because he is the one that's the most useful in the sense that he does just send monsters to graveyard when targeted by an effect, so when you do get that off you kind of want to have something that's just always usable, and I feel like sending monsters is always usable as opposed to something like Silver Rocket which just sends one from the extra deck. I mean, it's still usable, don't get me wrong. If you can get off, if you can trigger this early game, it's absolutely phenomenal, especially in the games 2 and 3, just because you can rip that starving venom out your opponent's extra so they can't super volley you. So Silver Rocket is pretty good. The 1 Rocket Synchron for your synchro plays, and the 1 Rocket Recharger. I'm really liking Rocket Recharger just because it's that kind of like pseudo hand trap that you can search during the game, and Rocket Recharge is really good for that. It also works on field as well, so if you can revive it in your combo you can just do that. And on your board with your negates and the Rocket Recharger, so if they do get over your Savage you can then go, okay cool, Recharger, pop itself, revive something, so just then get you set up for next turn. And 2 Absolralis to round up the Rocket bit, just because Absolralis searching is really good, and it does help you in your combos because you can start off like a Rocket and this, and then just do your whole combo from there. For a tech I'm playing is 1 Gateway Dragon. I do really like Gateway Dragon just because you can just like normal summon it and then special summon a Dark Dragon from your hand and then go off your plays, or if your opponent, if you're going second and you have this, you can special this, trying to use this effect, they do negate it, cool. You just use a special summon, your normal summon is still there for you. I do play the mini chaos package of 1 Black Dragon Collapse, 1 White Dragon, Wyvern Buster, and 1 Stylish Cypher. I feel like Stylish Cypher is perfect as just a one-off, even in pure Rockets. I play as a one of my pure Rocket variant as well. Just because it is just that card that if you open with it, cool, you can normal and just do your whole combo from there. Or in the late game you can then send this to the graveyard with like a dragon, your Dragon's Ravine, Dragon Shrine, Foolish Bear or whatnot, and you can banish him to put your Savage back into your extra deck, so you can just reuse Savage Dragon, which I really like about this card. And I just like it as a good one-of again, just because you don't want to see too much of it, you don't want to brick with it, and the Rockets can just kind of like play on their own without the need of other stuff, so you're just using your Cypher as like the additional players. And plus I do like the Darkroom package a little bit more just because it does add more cards to your hand. By adding the Gate 0 to your hand, you can then ditch that freely off your Dragon's Ravine. You haven't lost your hand advantage there. Also it does add a little bit of a pendulum mechanic in the deck just because you can set the Darkworm, so then use his effect to set the Gate, pendulum from your hand, and you can go off from there. So it just adds more versatility to the deck, adds more tools to the deck, and I just really like it for that. And I play 3 one-offs in the terms of like big boss monsters, which is 1 Galactic Spiral for your rank 8 players, your Tempest to help with your 7 players and your Link plays, and the Darkness Medal for your whole combo. Just absolutely phenomenal. Moving on to the spells, for the field spells we're playing the 1 Boot Sector Launch, really searchable. A lot of players are using Boot Sector wrong. I'll be honest there, I'm not saying I'm a pro, not to make it sound like I'm big head or anything, but I'm seriously, all the pros who play Rockets are playing Boot Sector wrong. and I feel like you're playing the deck wrong. They pop Boot Sector to go off with their combo, and that's just not something you should be doing. You should be working way around it and keeping the boot sector in play, and it's not difficult to do. I've learned it. I learned it myself just through playtesting. There are ways to get around popping the boot sector. Keep the boot sector, because then on your next turn the boot sector generates you resources back by reviving your rockets from the graveyard, and then you can go off with a recovery play. Boot sector helps you do that. So people who are popping the boot sector for your combos, guys, seriously, step back a bit. Look at the combo again, find out how you can do it. A lot of the times it's actually just through Darkness Metal. I know people don't like abusing him, but seriously guys, why you can abuse him, just abuse him. Work your combos around differently. Summon the Darkness Metal off the LP and use the Darkness Metal to revive like an Absorvada that you sent to graveyard. By reviving that, then you got your Darkness Metal to go into Link 2 to trigger your Romulus, which then summons your Synchron, and you can go into your Savage, and you can go into your other Link 4. Like a simple rework like that keeps your boot sector alive, still gets your Savage and your Negate. Your whole board stays the same, except you just kept the boot sector. And by doing that, you got a recovery play for next turn. So that's just a little bit of a knowledge insight for you guys, just so you can relearn, like not relearn, but if you know what I mean, like just update the knowledge on the rocket plays. The one dragon swimming for the Romulus, and then for the layer deck, the word there not supposed to be there. For the layer portion of the deck, 2 copies of Layer Darkness, and your 2 copies of the Demise of the Land. Sorry, there we go. This is what I liked in my previous version, and I still like it like this. I like using Layer as a trap, as well as just a general field spell if you're open with it. So by having the 2 copies of Layer and the 2 copies of the Demise, you're not going to brick on it. You're open. If you open with your Layer, cool, perfect. You can end on the Layer with your Hieratic Seal or anything like that. But otherwise, you know, you got your 2 Demise to set, and then if you got the Hieratic Seal to play, cool. As soon as you press some Demise, activate the Layer, go off with your disruptions from there. So I do like it. Like, if you want to play Terraforming, go for it. I'd probably take out one of the Demise for it, or any other card in the deck that you just don't like to play. Obviously, the free quick launch. You know, if you're playing Rockets, you play free quick launch. 1 copy of World Legacy Guard Dragon and 1 copy of Monster Reborn. For your revival cards, 1 copy of the Foolish Burial and 2 copies of Dragon Shrine, because you need to get your dragons in the graveyard to go off of your plays. And then the 3 copies of Called by the Grave. And then the 1 tech in here, I think this makes it, yeah, this makes it a 41 card deck, is the 1 copy of Super Poly. I do really like the Super Poly in the deck. It just means that your extra deck just has more disruption options and more power plays, and I do like Super Poly for that. And then the 4 traps that we play to really make it Layer Darkness is the 3 copies of Guard Dragon Cataclysm and the 1 Trap Trick. This makes it so if they try to like Ball Sword you, at the very least, you can then go call Trap Trick, activate Cataclysm. With Layer in play, you can attribute their Ball Sword and then pop the 2 cards with Cataclysm. Otherwise, you know, any other dragons that you're facing off against, you just want to get rid of, like Starving Venom that your opponent tried to use against you. You got the Cataclysm for that. But also, Cataclysm means that if you did either brick, or if the opponent disrupted you, but you still managed to just keep a dragon on the board, you can then just Cataclysm that dragon and still get 2 pops off it. So it just means that in your worst scenarios, you still have 2 pops with a Cataclysm. Moving on to the extra deck now, you have the 1 Ball Load, the 1 Ball Sword, and the 1 Appaloosa. Appaloosa is just a card I just recently put in here. It was the Unchained Abomination, but I wasn't using Appaloosa in anything recently, because I'd taken out the DDs because I'm just trying something else at the moment. So Appaloosa is just kind of like lying around, and I thought, okay, I was playtesting. Whereas, oh, hang on a minute, I can actually go into a free negate Appaloosa, so that's not too bad. So at the moment, Appaloosa is in this deck, but this can be any other Link 4 you want to go into. One top Lecturer's Banner, 1 copy of IP Masquerena, 1 copy of the Quad Ball Dragon and Delindrous Dragon. These cards are phenomenal, especially Delindrous. I really love Delindrous at the moment. This just helps you with your plays and helps you with your recovery plays, allowing you to go into a Link 4 next turn to just go for game. Probably the best card in this variant is the Hieratic Seal. If you can end on Hieratic Seal and then negate with the layer, you've got perfect disruptions there. One copy of the Dragoon E Knight Romulus. One copy of LP, Pisty, and Striker Dragon for your link ones. And then for the non-links is the one copy of Borlode Furious. I'm just playing him at the moment. One copy of Borlode Savage and one Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy. The Furious can just be a Starving Venom if you so want to, just because of how easy and generic that he is. But guys, that's the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think. I really like the layer build, but at the moment I am maining the just the standard rocket build. I'm just playing like a pure rocket variant at the moment, but the layer build is always something that's on my mind, and I'm actually very happy that it got requested for an update so I can look at it again and just show you guys some ratios and tech choices that I've learned by just playing pure rocket. So I hope you enjoyed it, and as always guys, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, as always, happy dueling.